The international break has just got underway, and whilst this is usually a quiet time for Celtic news, today we do have a few bits to discuss. In today's video we'll discuss some massive Jota news, whilst also rounding up all the latest news at Celtic Park from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic's interest in Nathaniel Adejai has been confirmed as legitimate, with scouts from the club closely monitoring his progress. He's a 21-year-old central defender from Hammarby in the Swedish top flight. Despite the initial scepticism due to the mention of multiple clubs, including Rangers and a host of English clubs, being interested in Adejai, the latest report in Football Scotland says that Celtic's interest is genuine. Adejai, who is just 21 years old, has made a significant impact in the Swedish top flight, making 21 appearances for Hammarby and contributing to their 7th place finish in the league in 2023. His regular playing time at a young age highlights his potential and consistent performances. This is noteworthy, especially considering the current abundance of central defenders at Celtic. However, Nat Phillips is likely to return to Liverpool in January, with no signs suggesting Celtic will look to keep him at the club longer than the initial 6-month agreement. Celtic fielded a strong defence for last night's Cammy Kerr testimonial against Dundee at Dens Park. Scott Bain, Stephen Welsh, Yuki Kobayashi, Gustav Lagerbilk and Alexandro Bernabei all featured for the boys' select side, which was managed by Darren O'Day and Steve McManamus rather than Brendan Rodgers. The rest of the 11 and the substitutes were made up from the B team youth ranks. However, there was one veteran on the bench. Former goalkeeper Rab Douglas, who starred for both Dundee and the boys, was a Celtic substitute for the night as the Tyneside club rolled back the years with several big names in their town for the clash. Julian Speroni, Fabian Caballero, Guan Sara, Gary Harkins and O'Day himself all featured for the D's amongst others to celebrate Kerr's long career at Dens. The Legends portion of the game took place from the 70th minute onwards, with the scores locked at 0-0. The match finished 1-0 after a tokenist 90th minute penalty taken by Kerr, which Rab Douglas made clear he wouldn't be contesting in goals. Given the size of Rodgers' first team squad, it has been quite difficult to get minutes for a lot of players within the group. Yesterday's match was hardly a big test, especially with a novelty factor in the second half, but there will be important moments for the likes of Welsh, Bernabei and Lagerbilk nonetheless. They need to find a way to make a push into Rodgers' plans and conducting themselves with professionalism and building fitness yesterday as a part of that. All of them will be hoping for more substantial Celtic contributions in a busy mount. Former Celtic star Jota is reportedly experiencing regret over his move to Al Ittihad in the Saudi Pro League, following limited playing time and struggles to fit into the team. According to a report from Saudi outlet SoBuddy Sports, Jota is eager to make a return to European football and might get his chance in the upcoming January transfer window. Marcelo Gallardo, set to replace Nuno Espirito Santos as manager of Al Ittihad, is reportedly open to allowing Jota to leave on loan. The report suggests that Jota regrets his decision to leave Celtic, where he had significant success for the lucrative offer in the Saudi Pro League. The lack of regular game time and the different footballing environment in Saudi Arabia appear to have contributed to his dissatisfaction. Al Ittihad are reportedly considering a loan move for Jota, with a preference for him to stay in the Middle East, ideally at another Saudi club. This approach aims to help him progress and adapt to the footballing style of the region, which could potentially see a return on their significant investment in their player. Boyangor Ulyas told media outlets in his homeland South Korea that he has grown in confidence with Celtic and is ready to take his game further. After a difficult start to the season, Owa scored 3 goals in his last 4 matches and is expected to be used even more during a heavy schedule of fixtures before the winter break. After netting a double for the boys against Aberdeen on Sunday, the striker won his 6th cap for South Korea yesterday in a 5-0 win over Singapore in the World Cup qualifying. However, he failed to open up his account for his country after coming off the bench. Whilst that was a source of disappointment for the 22-year-old, he reckons his confidence has taken strides forward over the last 12 months since signing for Celtic. O said post-match, "It is natural for an attacker to wait with hunger. As a coach trusts me and lets me play in the game, it is natural for me as an attacker and striker to repay him with goals. I am playing as a substitute at Celtic, and I am also playing as a substitute for the national team. My body is in good condition after my injury. I am ready at any time. I am confident about being a substitute or starting player. I thought a lot about whether I had what it takes to be a national team player. I actually had a lot of doubts about myself during the Qatar World Cup. I gained some confidence. I feel like I've grown a lot more than then. So, if I get the chance, I will do my best to score again. I think there's nothing to be afraid of no matter what game I play. I am also training while looking at the strengths that the strikers have. I'm always learning those things. Celtic really needed Ode to start showing a goal threat under Brendan Rodgers. Kyogo is a sensation, but the schedule is so heavy that he can't be expected to start every match. Injuries can also happen. It's heartening to hear that he is feeling confident and ready to compete. Despite a lack of starting opportunities, he comes across as a happy, motivated player right now. Hopefully we see him express himself on the pitch further over the coming period. Celtic women are gearing up for a challenging yet exciting tie in the Sky Sports Cup, having been drawn against the current holders Rangers in the semi-finals. This match is provisionally scheduled for Sunday the 21st of January. The kick-off time is not yet known. Fran Alonso's team are setting up to reclaim the cup they won in the previous season. To do so, they must first overcome Rangers and then either Hibernian or Partick Thistle in the final, who make up the other semi-final tie. Winning this cup would boost the girls' treble hopes, doing well in the league so far this season. Celtic and Rangers have also competed in close-fought battles, but the Blues have already claimed a couple of wins over the Hoops this season in the Glasgow Cup and the league. Fran Alonso's side will be hunting for a revenge in the new year. The semi-final is a home tie, so hopefully there can be a good crowd in to back the girls. Celtic defender Liam Scales has undergone a notable resurgence this season. The Irish internationalist's career has been rejuvenated since Brendan Rodgers returned to the club. His rise to form has been quite something. Scales has reached heights he never thought he would this campaign, having played for Ireland and turned out for Celtic in the Champions League. The 25-year-old has started all of the Hoops group games so far this campaign and admitted how impressed he has been by the Parkhead European atmosphere. He said, "It's surreal. When the music goes off, it actually gets drowned out by the noise of the fans. You can't hear a thing. It's carnage. I just try and take it in because who knows how many games you're going to play in the Champions League, especially at Celtic Park. It's extra special." In Europe's Premier Club competition, Scales has done himself proud. Indeed, the defender's put in some admirable performances across all competitions so far this season, and as long as he proceeds to do so, his spot in the Celtic team will remain. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on the Jota situation, and do you see any way in which he could return back to paradise? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Remember, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts. We have a Brendan Rodgers Pope t-shirt and our Celtic Ultra t-shirts too. You can find them at celticapparel.com or just go down to the link in the description. Thank you, take care, bye bye.